Okay, Casey, you played that game against the former team in Winnipeg on Friday. What was it like suiting up as the enemy against them?
Wasn't too bad. I mean, just kind of same thing that I've been kind of playing against them the last 2 years, kind of practice and such. Kind of knew their pros and cons of each guy and kind of what the stuff that they were going to run. But they had a good game plan against us, and they ended up coming out with the victory, unfortunately. But game was fine, and thought we still did well. Obviously, pretty close to coming back there, but and then just couldn't get it done.
And then some injuries happen on the O-line there. You get the call to come in. What was the conversation like before you went in?
Wasn't too much one. Saw sacks go down, and obviously knew it was kind of a tight game. Needed to get a first down there. Had our equipment guy come over with a jersey, so I ended up being double jerseyed up, and just kind of had to go in there. And wasn't too nervous at all because you just got to do it, right? So. I think it ended up being fine, and only was, I think, 3 plays or so. So, just kind of when your name gets called, and just kind of got to do what you got to do. So.
And then obviously the second half on defense also much better than the first half. What changed there?
I think just kind of collected in the locker room and kind of see what was going on. Just everyone catch their breath for a second, and after that, I think we just kind of got our momentum. You got Winnipeg that got all the veterans and guys that have been there. Obviously it's a newer team here, so I think the first half was just kind of gelling together and just kind of just initially playing with each other. So you're going to have that the first week or two, just kind of fusing in and gelling together. So after half, just kind of got our breath together and kind of got after it a little bit more. So,
Casey, from this side of the locker room, we've always perceived Orlando and Osh as 2 guys with similar personalities. They come up together, they play together, they kind of process things as coaches together. Is that true in the locker room? Have you noticed that? And I'm not talking about the result, I'm just talking about as you've been here. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want to compare apple to apples, I think it's same leadership types in the locker room. You got those vets there that have been deep in the playoffs and have won Grey Cups, and having JG going to last however many Grey Cups, 6 or something, whatever it is, and also me being there the last 2 years. You got the guys in the locker room and that are going to have that leadership role and that do. If you want to compare it like that, I don't really see a difference of leadership-wise or anything. Everyone in the locker room gets together phenomenally, so it's been great.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm pointing towards too is that culture and you coming into it with your substantial championship winning experience. How do you expect that's going to grow in the coming? How do you want it to grow in the coming weeks? Because there's been a lot of turnover, but there are core leaders in that room who accomplish things in this league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's an expectation this year with the Grey Cup here that how does that grow organically, do you think, in the coming weeks?
Yeah, I think it's truly just playing with each other. Obviously not what we wanted the first week with the loss, but it's just playing with each other at the end of the day, practicing a few times during the week, and just being together more and more throughout the season. And it's just kind of more you go with them, the more stuff clicks just naturally. So obviously a lot more meeting time with new roster guys, and kind of just getting the fine details of certain plays, certain techniques and such. So it'll get there. It's just kind of a matter of time. So even during camp, I think everyone saw the ability, and I think we do have the ability to get back to the Grey Cup. And guys are excited, but it's just that natural, I guess, gelling, if you want to say, of just the little techniques and details. So
in terms of that experience, you probably, and obviously with the Bombers, know better than most the kind of confidence that Chad Kelly plays with. This is a guy who came into a situation in the Grey Cup without any real playing experience.
Sure.
And kind of played, I don't know if you want to call it freedom, confidence. Can you measure that with a guy? Is there tendencies that you can see where it's just like, okay, that he's not necessarily going to be fazed by the pressure or the scheme that we're going to have. He's just going to go out there and kind of be, he's going to expect himself to make a play. I was asking, with a guy who may operate like that, who may not have the experience, are there things that you can exploit out of that? Maybe not particularly with him, because obviously it's a game plan thing, but with a quarterback that comes in and says, I'm confident and I think I can execute.
Yeah, he's for sure confident. Obviously in the Grey Cup, he comes in, fourth quarter and, has that big run and a few passes that ends up clinching it for him. So obviously he's got the confidence there and the ability there. So obviously he's a starter for a reason, but obviously being as a D lineman, obviously getting enough pressure and, get enough guys in your face, it's going to create some, obviously confusion for him or whatever you want to say for it. And that's really the only thing I can do is, kind of get pressure on him him, and rest of the guys kind of just do their job. But at the end of the day, you know, if everyone does their job, you know, he'll feel enough from everyone that, you know, kind of, if you want to say first year starter, he's gonna feel the pressure from. Yeah.
You already got sort of, I guess, something out of the way with having played them in the exhibition. So is Toronto to you anything more than just the next opponent, who's also a division opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I went against most of the O-line during the Grey Cup, and yeah, if you want to say it's the next guy, I mean, obviously rivalries there with Hamilton. So obviously, with the being in the East, obviously we want to get that win. Obviously, we want to get the win last week to get those points and for later on in the playoffs. But yeah, it's going to be a big game. Obviously, since last week. It's going to take, like I said, a few weeks to kind of get gelled and stuff completely and get those minute details. But yeah, we got a week on them. You know, this is going to be their first week, so you know, if you want to say that they're going to have those small details they got to work out as well, and they have new guys as well, as does every team. So you know, got a week up on them, so I think it's going to help us. And you know, usually the biggest step for teams is from week 1 to week 2. So we're just excited to get out there and, you know, go against them again. So.